The most profound statement yet made about Auschwitz and Hiroshima is that they were unimaginable before they happened. The real hopeless victims of mental illness are to be found among those who appear to be most normal. The secret of genius is to carry the spirit of the child into old age, which means never losing your enthusiasm. Technological progress has merely provided us with more efficient means for going backward. After silence, that which comes nearest to expressing the inexpressible is music. There are things known and there are things unknown, and in between are the doors of perception. An unexciting truth may be eclipsed by a thrilling falsehood. Facts do not cease to exist because they are ignored. To travel is to discover that everyone is wrong about other countries. To his dog, every man is Napoleon, hence the constant popularity of dogs. The price of liberty, and even of common humanity, is eternal vigilance. Most human beings have an almost infinite capacity for taking things for granted. One of the great attractions of patriotism, it fulfills our worst wishes. In the person of our nation, we are able, vicariously, to bully and cheat. A belief in a supernatural source of evil is not necessary. Men alone are quite capable of every wickedness. There's only one corner of the universe you can be certain of improving, and that's your own self. The more powerful and original a mind, the more it will incline towards the religion of solitude. One believes things because one has been conditioned to believe them. Experience teaches only the teachable. What we feel and think and are is to a great extent determined by the state of our ductless glands and viscera. You shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you mad. There is no substitute for talent. Industry and all its virtues are of no avail. Great is truth, but still greater, from a practical point of view, is silence about truth. Most men and women will grow up to love their servitude and will never dream of revolution. The propagandist's purpose is to make one set of people forget that certain other sets of people are human. Writers write to influence their readers, their preachers, their auditors, but always, at bottom, to be more themselves. Official dignity tends to increase in inverse ratio to the importance of the country in which the office is held. If you believe in democracy, you have to believe in the sacredness of the individual. Happiness is not achieved by the conscious pursuit of happiness. It is generally the byproduct of other activities. One of the great tragedies of mankind is that morality has been hijacked by religion. The more science discovers and explains, the more you realize that there is no meaning in it. The value of individual liberty is to some extent a matter of perspective. In the world of art, the artist is king. But to reach that world, the artist must be a slave to his vision. People are going to be brought to the point where they prefer things to human beings. The nature of modern technology is such that it ends up creating people who are more machine than man. The surest way to work up a crusade in favor of some good cause is to promise people they will have a chance of maltreating someone. Most men and women lead lives at the level of animal instincts and social conformity. That all men are equal is a proposition to which, at ordinary times, no sane human being has ever given his assent. The moralist is the person who tells people that they ought to be unselfish when they still feel like it. Science does not have all the answers, nor does it have the capacity to ask all the questions. Every man who knows how to read has it in his power to magnify himself, to multiply the ways in which he exists, to make his life full, significant, and interesting. Technological advance is an inherently evil thing, since it requires people to reorganize their way of life. Words can be like X-rays if you use them properly. They'll go through anything. Idealism is the noble toga that political gentlemen drape over their will to power. A fool is often as dangerous to society as a knave, and always more inconvenient. The hardest task for a radical is to live consistently and nobly with his own radical beliefs. The condition of perfection in art is that every part should be intelligible at a glance. An intellectual is a person who's found one thing that's more interesting than sex. A certain degree of suffering is necessary to appreciate the beauty of the world. You can take away everything from someone but the one thing they can't lose, their freedom to choose.